Good evening, everybody. Sorry, the stream was late. I had I ran into family, so a bit of some family stuff. Even more family stuff is about to be going on. So a bit late, but we do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings. This is in Ohio Valley coverage because that is now the main threat right now, Ohio Valley. But for our Florida friends, I know you had a damaging tornado near St. Augustine. You had a damaging tornado, a wedge. I know. You'll keep having possibly some strong thunderstorms continuing to convect up near Cape Coral and Naples. I also have to check family. I have some family in Naples, so I'm going to check on them once that storm arrives there. But as of right now, we have this huge fucking low pressure system radiating or, going towards New York, Canada. And bring a lot of rain, a lot of flooding. And now we have some severe weather. This severe weather over here is going to be going into this general area. We do have something possibly convecting also over here. That will go into this general area. And let's actually go into velocity and let's see our severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to wait for this to load, and yeah. 27 minutes, 1 inch in diameter hail is 60 miles an hour winds. We cannot see a lot because the radar is right here and the storm is right here. You may have to go up in tilts to see anything. As of right now, there is some strong wind, a very, very, very broad possible rotation with this storm. This is in Kentucky, near Salersville, kind of west of Paintsville and east of West Liberty. Going east of Moorhead, going northeast of Moorhead, east of Lexington. We will see these storms as well kind of start to bubble up and explode once they go into a more favorable area, which is right here. This right here is, the most favorable area for all severe weather hazards. Let's check down here in Knoxville, Tennessee. This severe thunderstorm is literally right at Knoxville right now, currently impacting Knoxville. Less than 70.75 inches of hail, 60 mile an hour winds. I do not see rotation with this storm at all. We may have to. There's not really a lot. There's not even rotation with the storm. If there were to be rotation, it would be very small. Right here, a bit. Looks like a bit west, maybe northwest of Knoxville. So that's, like I said, if there is any rotation, it would be very small. Very broad over here. These storms are taking a Charleston track. Then they're taking a North Charleston track. So now they're taking a potential Ohio border track. Basically, they're taking this kind of track, like along the West Virginia and Ohio border. That's where they're heading for. That's where the majority of these storms are heading for, the border of, excuse me. So these storms are taking a Ohio border track. As you can see in the first radar lip, you can see them going towards Charleston, but look how they curve up towards the Ohio border. Alright, sorry I had to do some technical difficulty things. Let's go back up here. This rotation has a bit more. It looks like in a few minutes here, once it goes more towards Charleston, at least west of Charleston, possibly going towards Ashland. It looks like it may start to have a bit of rotation built in it. We definitely have that severe wind. We have very small pockets. Okay, so this warning just got updated. Updated to a tornado possible. So this severe thunderstorm technically did get a bit worse because it now has a tornado possible. What do you call it? It has a tornado possible tag on it. This is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. And here's your MMRS. This storm has a lot of precipitation in it. It does look like these rain bands here could potentially get more severe once they leave West Virginia and Ohio to near the Pittsburgh area. That is something that may be to be cautious of. Obviously, we do have a few. We do have some supercells popping off, going towards this area, going towards the Ohio Valley area. They're taking some sort of track. That is about what kind of the track they're taking. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, which is for the Charleston storm I was just showing. Looks like we do have a huge hail core. You may have to go up until it's, what is it saying? Okay. So this new severe thunderstorm warning is 1 inch in diameter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds with a possible tornado. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning, 1 inch in diameter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and a possible tornado with this. As a velocity standpoint, oh my. Oh yeah, that's some rotation. Rotation near Whitesville. Going northeast of Sylvester. There is definitely some rotation. I would not, if this continues to tighten up, I would not be surprised if that gets a tornado warning. Remember, this storm going northeast of Summersville. Got even more of an update. It looks like nobody is in the path of totality. I know that's like a term used for the eclipse, but I also use it for storms because this line is the projected line of where the strongest part of the storm will be. So I call it the totality line. Areas that will experience the strongest part of it. And I like it because it gives you time. The timestamps. So like this storm, which the strongest part is the rotating part, will get near Powelton and East Eskdale by 5:05. They will not directly hit those areas, but it is near. We have Morven Hook Echo. It could be once again trying to even more right over at Whitesville. So it is really going to get near, not fully hit, but it looks like almost the strongest part of the storm will be a bit southeast of Eskdale by 5:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So watch out, Eskdale. Same thing for Montgomery. Montgomery will not face the strongest part of it, but it will get almost the strongest part of it by 5:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And it looks like after that, there was a bit of some housing over here. The housing over here, a bit north of Gowley Bridge, if you know anybody there. About 5:25, that storm will be there. 5:35, a bit more rural area, but probably still some housing by 5:35. In the middle of Clay and Summersville by 5:50. This is all in West Virginia. You'll expect that possible tornado, as this storm is rapidly intensifying. It is intensifying in rotation. Sorry. All we can hope for is that it immediately evaporates and dies out. but that does not look like the case, as it is rapidly intensifying. The rotation is a bit east of Whitesville. Once again, Whitesville, you are in a bit of that rotation, just a small bit. It is going northeast of you. The rotation is going northeast of Whitesville. Once again, the rotation, the rotating part of the thunderstorm could actually impact Powellton. If you live in Powellton, in Montgomery, I'd be prepared. Powellton, Montgomery, the rotating part of the storm, it looks like it is coming right for you. Montgomery, you look like Montgomery, or the Montgomery Metro, could potentially Smithers. So yeah, Montgomery, and definitely Montgomery, it looks like you may get hit with the strongest part, but maybe 90% of the strongest part, Montgomery will get hit. Smithers, you are in the path of totality for the storm. So Smithers, West Virginia, you will get 100% possible tornado, possible rotation. You'll get 100% of that storm. That is the projected track of this. When will it get there? Around 5:10, 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't have a lot of time to prepare. It looks like it's even more wrapping up. It's really going. All it takes is for it to get a bit more centralized. We do have a path change. And the change is Smithersville. Or Smithers. Smithers, please, you are in directly. Does seem like the rotation is still heading for Powellton and Galley Bridge. You are not in that severe thunderstorm warning. But if the rotation persists at its track, it looks like it may just clip you, Galley Bridge. Powellton, it looks like you may get clipped by the rotation. Eskdale, you actually, if it continues making that right turn, or that left turn, but if it might hit just east of you, but if it turns even further, it will directly hit Eskdale. At 5:04 p.m., I think it's safe to say that this should be a tornado warning. The closest we have is a tornado possible, but I personally think the rotation is tight enough. I regret that. Never mind. The rotation has subsided a bit. The rotation has gone down just a bit, that's great news. I hope that continues, but there is still well enough rotation. Or still rotation. It got down a bit, but that does not mean that there is not any rotation. Powellton. Okay, Powellton, it looks like it made a hard right. It was making a slow left trajectory, but it does look like when it weakened just a bit, the rotation made a harder right, which means it is heading right for Powellton now. Powellton, instead of being clipped, you may get directly impacted by the rotation. This is our only tornado possible storm, and it is rotating. If you're just joining, this is in West Virginia. This is our severe thunderstorm warning as a tornado possible tag. 1 inch in diameter hail, wind 60 miles per hour. It is rotating, but it kind of has gone down just a bit, but there still is rotation. Heading for Powelton. The rotation is heading for Powelton, West Virginia. Also, let's see if there's any chatters in here. If you're watching the VOD, okay, we do have that the cell has gone up. It is now a tornadic cell, which means the cell is tornadic, which means it really has a good chance of producing a tornado. And yeah, the rotation has gone up again, folks. The rotation is back. The rotation is back. The rotation has subsided, but now it's back up. The rotation is now back up. It looks like this may get in between Iskadale and Powelton. There's not a lot of populated areas between there. So thank God. Strong rotation. If I was the National Weather Service, personally, I would issue a tornado warning. That rotation is well strong enough. I would issue a tornado warning, and it has a tornado TVS on it too. So, tornado warning. It's forming a hook. There's a lot of signatures for a tornado warning. We have a reflectivity signature. We have a velocity signature. We even have a cell TVS signature. So, if you're in this tornado possible polygon, treat this as a tornado warning. Treat this as a tornado warning, personally. There is well enough rotation, at least to put this on the ground. The rotation, because tornado warnings are radar indicated, which means it's not on the ground, and also confirm where it's on the ground. As of right now, I'm going to say that this probably is going to be a radar indicated. So, but here's the thing. With radar indicated tornadoes, that means it's rotating as the potential for putting on the ground. So, basically, this velocity couplet has the potential for putting a tornado on the ground. Once again, this velocity couplet has the potential to put a tornado on the ground. Okay, so treat this. The most you got for this is a tornado possible. But I would treat this, personally, I would treat this as a tornado warning. Because this still can put down a tornado. I think this may have been a late call from the National Weather Service. Depends. Okay, here's the newest scan, and that's even tighter. That's it. It's strengthening, guys. The rotation is strengthening, so it now he even has a more chance of putting something on the ground because the rotation is strengthening. I would not be surprised if this gets a tornado warning. I will be surprised if it strengths, the rotation strengths, and does not get a tornado warning. This storm should have been tornado warned at least by the last scan. The last radar scan, which was at 5:05, it should have been a tornado warning. Once again, guys, at 5:05, it's 5:10. 5 minutes ago, it should have been a tornado warning, and it should be one right now. It should be one right now. It should have been one 5 minutes ago, and it should be one right now. So please treat this, so your thunderstorm warning, as a tornado. This thing could put something on the ground any second. That's how strong the rotation is. I'm going to check if there's any debris. I'm not seeing any debris signatures on this. Yeah. please. Powelton, you are about to get clipped. It is currently going right through the middle of Escadale and Powelton, that rotation. Once again, it has a hook. We are going to wait for next radar scan. If it's tightening even more up next radar scan, we may have to do a Twitter alert. A tornado warning Twitter alert. It's 5:11. This should have been issued 6 minutes ago as a tornado warning, including right now. Now, if the velocity does go down, I would still put a tornado warning on it. Because the velocity is so strong, so if it weakened just a bit, there'd still be enough rotation for it to trigger a tornado warning. That's even tighter rotation. This means that the rotation is even more. The rotation has strengthened, y'all. With the next radar scan, the rotation has strengthened. At 5:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our newest radar scan, the past three radar scans was the rotations strengthening. The past third radar scan should have been that tornado warning. And yet we do not. Okay, so we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. That should have been a tornado warning. There should be a tornado warning right now. If you live, once again, that this is a tornado warning. We're doing Twitter. Yeah, we're doing X. This is definitely a tornado warning. This is definitely... this definitely should be a tornado warning right now. Here's a tornado watch, by the way. But no, that's not the mission at hand. This needs to be a tornado warning. Why is this not tornado warned? We are about to go on Twitter because we are about to issue this. It should be a tornado warning. This should have been a tornado warning. This should have been a tornado warning since the past 3 radar scans, and yet it has not. Okay, so the rotation has kind of gone away. But it's still strong enough to put something down. Are going to 1 second. All right. This should have been a tornado several minutes ago. Should have been a tornado warning several minutes ago. Should have been a tornado warning. It should have been a tornado warning. And the rotation is tighter. The rotation is tighter, and there's not even a tornado. I give up. This is currently affecting Powellton. I'm surprised. This should have been a tornado warning. This should have been a tornado warning. Just to clarify, y'all, the rotation just got even stronger, and this should have been a tornado warning since 5:05. Since 5:05 Eastern Standard Time, this should have been a tornado warning. And look what time it is now. It is 5:18. This should have been a tornado warning at 5:05 p.m. It is 5:18. The rotation died for one scan, but then come back right back to light. A tornado warning. Hopefully I did something here, guys. Hopefully I if this gets a tornado warning, thank me. New radar update about to come in. Let's see. The Hook Echo looks even stronger. If this gets a tornado warning, remember, y'all, I called it. This should get a tornado warning. Okay, enough of my tornado warning rampage. If you live in Powellton, if you live in Montgomery, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. I think that is absolute BS. That should be a tornado warning, but just please be weather aware. Okay, rotation has subsided a bit, but it's just part of the cycle. It is just part of the cycle. It's going to come back again. It's part of the cycle. It may come back. Hopefully, it just continues to die from there. We have one like. Who liked it? Hopefully this continues to decrease. As this continues. Look at that. Look at that supercell, man. Can you radar scan? It looks even gnarlier. It looks gnarlier. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, my. If it looks gnarlier reflectivity, hopefully it does not look gnarlier on velocity, but you never know. This may have a debris signature, not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't think. I think if it continues weakening, it definitely should have at one point been a tornado warning within the hour. Definitely should have. That is definitely a low for the National Weather Service in Charleston, West Virginia. No hate, of course. You guys are amazing. All National Weather Service offices are amazing. They're amazing. They save lives. But honestly, that really should have been a tornado warning back then. $521. It doesn't look much different, which is a great sign. But it has gotten tighter. The rotation has strengthened just a little bit. Part of the cycle. It was just a little bit, but not a lot. Not a lot. Kind of broad rotation. It's broad now. So I think if it weakens again, then I think this definitely should have been a tornado warning. It should have been. Right now, honestly, it makes sense if it's not. But once again, that gives no excuse that it should not have been a tornado. It should have been a tornado warning since 5:05. Since 5:05, that should have been a tornado warning. No excuse. There is. You cannot. Charleston, West Virginia cannot excuse that. That's just sad to see. But this thing, other than rotation, it is producing possibly a lot of hail. There's a huge hail core. So it looks like none other than what should have been a tornado warning. Hail coming towards Montgomery. So this is a very strong storm. I do have to say good job to the National Weather Service for making this a severe thunderstorm warning. Definitely deserves a severe thunderstorm warning, but also a tornado warning. Or at least should have been. I mean, as of right now with the tornado possible thing, as of right now where it stands, it's good. The polygon, the severe thunderstorm tornado possible is good. Yeah. I think it's weakening. It may be weakening a bit, but we will see. There is definitely still some broad rotation, but not enough to trigger a tornado warning. But once again, I mean, radar scans ago, that should have been a tornado warning, in my opinion, and even more opinions, even more opinions. Somebody else agrees. This should have been a tornado warning. Oh no. I hope this does not happen in like 5 days. I think, yeah. I hope this does not happen. I hope that does not happen. I hope that does not happen. A new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. 1 inch in diameter hail. I agree with that. Good. That is a huge hail core. It looks like hail is going to be the main talk right as of right now. Hail, definitely. A lot of hail. Broad rotation. Mostly a hailstorm coming. It just came out of Montgomery. Going into near Clay. YouTube chat saying anything. Also, guys, on the top left of your screen, that model is the current tornado model as of right now. Okay, we had a new velocity scan. It looks like rotation could potentially be trying to wrap back up again. We will have to watch that again. And let's say, hopefully it does not, but let's say, in fact, if it does rotate more like it did in the past, and does not get a tornado warning, I'm gonna be mad. But as of right now, we're cool. I mean, I'm kind of mad right now that did not get a tornado warning earlier. That should definitely have gotten one. But you know what? We're good. Let's see if we have any CC scans. Definitely some hail. As of right now, we're going to let this load because I'm going to try to see if there was any correlation coefficient drop, which is basically tracking if there was any debris when the rotation should have been tornado warned. Am I muted or unmuted? Okay. Let's look into it. How it's hail. All right. I'll be right back, folks. 1 second. Alright, guys, we are back. I had to look at some stuff. I had to text a few friends about this whole thing going on. We are back. We are going to assemble, make that visible, and here we go. We want that at velocity. Ooh, that's rotating. Guys, that's rotating. That is a huge velocity couplet. Why is that not warned? Again, no way this is happening. No way this is happening. Okay, it's recycled. The rotation is back. That should be a tornado warning. Should be a tornado warning. Possibly some inflow working into the storm, and definitely a rear flank downdraft. Ooh, that looks stronger. That looks stronger. Looks like it could be trying yet again. We're just gonna wait for the velocity scan to come in, and that's really it. That is really it. Yeah, no. So it is rotating. It does not have that tornado TVS on it, so which is very good. Means it has decreased, and that is a very good signature. That is not a good signature when you. Oh, okay, it looks like it has voice crack. Has decreased. Has decreased. So along its track towards Pittsburgh, maybe Maryland, it's gonna continue doing its cycling thing. Possibly get tornado warning, maybe put down something throughout its life. I don't know. But we are no longer going to be looking at that right now because we are going to be focusing everywhere else. We can get rid of this. We're going to look at MMRS. These storms are popping off, man. They're popping off. Looks like they are still turning, taking that Ohio track. Columbus, watch out. Ooh, we do have some storms going in just north of Eaton. Going towards Salina, Ohio. That was supercell. Southwestern Ohio, going a bit more north. It is rotating like a tot just a bit. 1 second, y'all. I'm going to be right back and check on somebody. This is going to be quick. I'm going to keep the microphone on. I'm not even going to put, I'll be right back. I'm gonna be with you guys during this. Okay, we are back. Did I really? Did I? Yeah. Um, yeah. So it is. Near Fort Lorman, Ohio. It's starting to rotate just a bit, so we will have to watch out for that. Okay, this is a bit north of Greenville, north of Eaton. It looks like it's a bit northwest of Dayton. Moving northeast. I don't think I have to worry about this storm. I think Toledo and Sandusky, Bowling Green, Findlay, you may later on Lima have to worry about this storm potentially. Do you have any viewers here, or am I just bad? This, another worrying thing, which is right here, a bit west, east, northeast of Greenville, going towards Wapakoneta. These storms that could be rotating right by Russia, Ohio, near Fort Lorain. Yeah, right north of Russia, Ohio, by Fort Lorain, heading towards Wapakoneta. It's rotating just a bit. Looks like it is heading towards us. Lima, Ada, Keaton, Findlay, Tiffin, Fremont, Bowling Green, possibly north of Sandusky area. Please be aware. Hopefully they rotate. Hopefully that's just a bad signature. The signature does still kind of persist. Looks like it's gonna go a bit northwest of Fort Lorain. Looks like it may hit Minster and New Bremen, Ohio. Could get that rotating part of the storm, which is not a lot. Yes. Does this still have a tornado possible on it? It does. Okay, we're going back to this one. Let's see what it's doing. The rotation's dying out. We will continue watching this as it does have a hook echo going towards Clay. We'll also be looking... Yeah, there's a better way to look at that. We will be also looking at these storms over here trying to convect. We see they're convecting storms already doing something. Doing something by Fort Lorain and Minster going towards Wapakoneta, which could be rotating. Now, if we actually look at our rotating parameters, we can see that there is just a tiny bit of a rotating parameter right there. So it is something to be aware about. The rotating parameters, the shear for rotation is there. It does exist. Yeah. Remember, guys, this is going towards Wapakoneta, Ohio. Wapakoneta, Ohio. Now, just like it is going to persist towards Lima and Findlay, but it looks like these storms over here are taking a bit of a Toledo track, possibly towards Indiana and Michigan. that is something we may have to consider about, since these areas are not in any of the risks. Maybe like a 2% tornado risk and a bit of a marginal risk for severe weather, but not in the major risk. But these storms over here, convecting, could take that turn. Potentially could take that turn, which would not be good. Which would not be good. These areas are not really expecting much of severe weather. Maybe like an isolated severe thunderstorm or two. Possibly some light rotation that they were expecting. And that could be this storm, honestly. That could be that storm. As of right now, this is where our HRR models, about more than 10 minutes from now, our HRR models, weather models showing our composite reflectivity, show where this event is going to be starting right over here near Cincinnati, Ohio, going a bit north. So we will be waiting for that. This could be the whole thing. I don't know. Hopefully it is, and it just dissipates, and Ohio can be ruled out. So can Kentucky. Hopefully this whole system just dissipates and turns into a high pressure, and every state can be ruled out of anything. Looks like the rotation is right over Fort Lorain. Fort Lorain, Ohio, going towards Minster. Going towards Minster. The rotation is going to go right over Minster, Ohio. And it is very light rotation. Nothing to be concerned about. This storm right over here is literally nothing to be concerned about. But if it continuously persists in rotation and hail, it could get a severe thunderstorm warning, which that may look something like this. This storm could get a bit western of Russell's Point in Roundhead, Ohio. Still heading for Rappahannock. Let's check on our supercellular thunderstorm. Still a hook echo, still some broad rotation. Something that we will keep looking for as the storm persists towards Maryland and possibly Pittsburgh throughout West Virginia. What the heck? We have hail. Hail in Bedman, GD, whatever, near, looks like a bit east of Grand Fords. What is this? Minnesota. Wow. Okay. It looks like our risk, surprisingly, is turning into a major flooding risk. So we may have to change our overlay to flooding. Now, let's see. Now, we still, obviously, on the top left of my screen right here, or of your screen, the top left, a little map, that is still currently our tornado parameter outlook, which still has a high 10% chance of basically where I circled. Where literally I circled. So basically over here where I circled is like the current 10% tornado outlook, or near there, and it's really turning into a a flooding threat. I would not be surprised if this has a has a what do you call it? A excessive rainfall outlook. It probably does. We do have some flooding reports coming out of Ohio near New Paris. Flood. High water on New Paris Hillsborough Road and SR 121. Or State Road 121. Alright, so the New Paris, Ohio, high water on New Paris Hillsborough Road and State Road 121. So if you're leaving the state near here, or really near this area right here, or actually, there's even more flooding. If you live in this area, or if you're going from Ohio or Indiana to Ohio, there is a lot of high flooding, so the road is probably, the interstate, the state road is probably closed right now. If it's not, please be aware there is high water flooding being reported as of almost 10 minutes ago. The rotation is going off. Yeah, this storm, it looks like it may be starting to weaken, which is a very good sign if it does. It also, if it really is weakening, which it could be recycling or cycling, it could be going through a cycle style. But if it actually fully is really weakening, that will be surprising because we have a lot of cape, a lot of joules of cape in that area. So that'd be very surprising that it ran out, because that's basically where the highest cape is, especially right over here. So that'd be a good sign and a surprising sign, because that could mean the cape or the available potential energy is either A, sucked up, or B, not being presented because of cloud cover. So if it really is weakening and not a cycle, this is great, and that'd be great news. Once again, also surprising. But even if it does, that means our flooding threat over here will grow exponentially. Especially when it goes near areas of the lake. That's definitely going to be something to watch out for. Okay, I'm just going to check my area right over here in Cleveland just to see if I'm okay. And I do not need to take any shelter, which just rain, which means I'm fine. I can continue going live. Let's look near Cape Hits. A lot of wind. Let's look at that rainfall. That is a lot of rain. That is a lot of rain. Huge amount of rain. Huge amount of rain. Checking out some over here, which could be producing a lot of rain. Not as much as flooding. Flooding is concerned. 1 second, y'all. One second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put up the screen again. The Be Right Back stream. Some family things. Sorry, but We'll be right back. I'll make sure of it. I'll make sure that we'll be right back. We'll be right back. Sorry.